Yeah, and I think I got one.
Hey guys, it's Val. Today I want to give you an overview of Lilliput's new A12 monitor. This is a 4K 12.5 inch broadcast monitor and probably the best in its price range. So compared to monitors that cost $1,000 and up, this one is $600. It's 4K resolution. It's smaller than your broadcast monitor, but it's larger than your regular field monitor. And it's very light, it's very convenient. It has a VESA mount, it has mounting threads on all sides. So overall, it's a really great monitor for the price. So today we're going to take a quick look at this product, and later on I'll make a full in-depth review on it. So first, let's just turn it on and notice how quickly this turns on. Ready? I'm gonna press it now. And it's on. So for a monitor with 4 inputs to turn on that quickly, you know, that kind of impressed me. Now, notice that the cameras aren't actually taking up all that much space on, on the screen. That's a problem with the cameras. This is a T3i and T5i. They have problems with every monitor, so you know, that's not the monitor's fault. When I tried the GH4, which I'm filming on, it worked great. It took up the full screen. You could really see that resolution. So my initial thoughts on this is, this thing is terrific. I mean, it depends on what you want to use it for, but if you're using it for one camera, you can see everything, you know, in very clear 4K full screen. But if you're trying to view 4 cameras at once, turn that on again. If you're trying to look at 4 cameras at once, it's a lot smaller, but you can it's still enough to judge focus. So I can look at either of these cameras and tell whether one is in focus or not. I can compare, you know, the exposure and things like that. So this is really good for anyone who wants to, you know, live stream and wants a separate monitor to preview the stream. Or, you know, even more so, people who want to record multicam footage and don't want to set up a full computer for live streaming and things like that. So that's it for what this does. Just a few features I want to go over. Number one, this is all metal on the outside, plastic on the back. You can put it has VESA mount on the back. You can add Sony NWF something batteries, your standard Sony batteries. You can put an Anton Bauer mount on there, or a V mount. So, you know, very versatile in terms of power, and of course it has a 12-volt DC adapter as well. Then you have your 4 HDMI inputs. One of them is HDMI 2.0, and then the rest are HDMI 1.4. All can handle 4K video, but HDMI 2.0 can handle 4K 60p. You also have your SDI in and out loop through, and that's 3G SDI. And you have your headphone cables as well as a display port in. There are also speakers on the back to help you out. And right next to the battery tray, or like battery slot, you also have a battery indicator. So that really helps because you don't want to run out of battery mid-shoot. One thing that would have been nice is if you had hot swappable batteries, but you know, for something in this price range, I wouldn't expect it. So let's go into the menus real quick. There are a few things you can do. One, if you press your first button, your input button, right, that'll take you to, you can select for each input on the screen which input you want. So you can have 2 of the same input if you want, or you can mix it up however you want. So you have a lot of control over that. It's not just going to be limited to how it shows up first. You can mix SDI with HDMI, and that was a question I had. I wasn't sure whether you could. You can. So that really helps, because if you have one camera far away and the other camera is close by to the monitor, you can run HDMI from those and SDI from the camera that's far away. So that, you know, that does matter. Your second option is what type of input you want. So for example, I can select, you know, a single screen. So let me select that. This takes actually longer than turning on, which is odd. It's possible I selected the wrong input. Let's try HDMI 1 here. All right, there you go. So that's the HDMI 1 input. It's kind of feeding back. But again, it's nice and large. It's very clear, easy to judge focus. Then you have plenty of options on here. Oh wait, that's the wrong menu. There's an exit button on here. It took me a little while to figure out how to get out of the menu. That's why they put the exit button on there. So again, yeah, this is your function 1 button that allows you to switch the type of display. So I can go, let's try your two inputs, one on top of each other. And there you go. So it kind of squeezes that in, which I don't really like. But if you're just trying to check for exposure or something like that, it still works. And especially if you're filming anamorphic, that wouldn't be as much of a problem. But I don't really find that very useful. I just would prefer quad multi-view. So that's it for that. And then let's try function 2. All right, function 2 isn't doing anything. I'm sure that can be set in the menu. So let's take a look at the menu. The menu can be accessed by pressing down on the scroll wheel. So on the menu now you have your standard monitor functions. You can control your brightness, contrast, color space, saturation. You have a few functions. So I guess that's where you assign your second function button. So center marker, safety marker, aspect marker, and what else? And aspect ratio. So then display mode is already set by function 1. You can input swap. So I guess if you have multiple cameras that you want to go back and forth between, you can select how to do that there. And then what else? Just a few orientation things on how you want things to be placed. Your volume options. And that's really about it. You have some features just for the system features. And what is this? Top side HDMI. I don't know what that is, but that's just information. Not very useful. So so that's it for the menu. So pretty simple menu. You can't upload LUTs or anything onto here. And I don't think there's focus peaking or any of that on here. But for use with, GH4, GH5s, Blackmagic cameras, this thing is perfect, or really with any camera. Really, I don't like T3i or Canon DSLRs mainly for that reason. They don't do well with monitors. And that's why I'm upgrading the whole set here to Panasonic GH4s and 5s. So other than that, the monitor by itself is excellent. It works great. I can't believe how light it is, how good the resolution is. So it works great, and for $600, I definitely think this is worth it. But of course, I don't want to say that before I've used this on an actual shoot. So I'm going to take this on my next live broadcast shoot. I'm gonna see how it performs in a real environment, and then I'll put out my full review on this product. So hopefully that gave you a little bit more information. And let me know in the comments what you think. What do you think is the best broadcast monitor in this price range? And if you do get it, I'll try to post links, maybe Black Friday links and other sales in the comments as well. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.